Hi guys, thank you for being with me on today's video. My name is Richard and I'm a student of Walsh University. Thank you for being part of Richard Educational Consult family and I really appreciate it. And on today's video, I am with a special guest. She is in the person of Christy Campbell. She is the International Student Director of Walsh University. And on today's video, I am going to interview her on the admission process, Walsh University, and why she chose to be the International Student Director of Walsh University. You know, there are numerous positions in the school. We have the Vice President, we have a Enrollment Director, but she chose to be the International Student, and we are here to interview her and also ask her more questions about international relations. Hi, Christy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm okay.
So, this is Richard Educational Consult, and I'm an international student from Ghana. And with a little experience I have at Walsh, I really love to be a student of Walsh, and I've never regretted for being part of Walsh University community. So, what encouraged you to become the international student of Walsh?
International Student Director of Walsh.
Yeah.
Well, I started my career in international education in 2001, so I've been doing this for a long, long time.
Okay.
And I always wanted to get into the student affairs area and working more with students rather than just the admissions area where I previously held my position. And working with international students, it kind of just fell into my lap.
Mhm.
And I really enjoy the worldviews of all of the international students. I love hearing the stories. I love learning the stories from all the international students. I love meeting all the different cultures. I love seeing the transition from when the students arrive on campus to being homesick, to missing their families, to how hard it is.
Okay.
And then watching them walk across the stage in 4 to 5 years, and sometimes even for grad school, and to see how proud they are and how proud their families are that they made it.
Okay, so a lot of students on my YouTube channel have been asking a whole lot of questions about Walsh University. They just want to know a little history about Walsh and their admission requirements.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
I don't deal a lot with the admissions requirements, but what you can do, what's very, very important, is our international website is extremely informational, and you can go on the international website at www.walsh.edu and go under international admissions, and under there you can see all the requirements, but you will have to provide transcripts. The application is free. There is a deposit if you decide to come to Walsh. And then you will have to have a TOEFL score. Yeah. And I think the TOEFL, I can't remember I think it's a 71.
Yeah, 71.
But most students that apply to Walsh have great TOEFL scores, and we have no problems. You do not have to have an ACT or an SAT score, but sometimes that is helpful when it comes to placing into math and English scores. Mm-hmm. And then from there, it's the hard process of all the visa and the passport process.
So why do we pay? Why do we have to pay a deposit?
All students have to pay deposits.
Why?
International students and domestic students have to pay a housing deposit and a security deposit to come to the university. But there is a certain amount of time that you can get that back. Okay. For example, say your visa was denied. Okay. You can inform me or the admissions office, my visa was denied. I no longer want to come to Walsh. Is there a way that I can get my deposit back? They will provide that for you.
Oh, and that is a great opportunity. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So people have been asking of the programs offered in Walsh. Mm-hmm. Master's programs, undergrad programs. Can you tell a lot about?
A lot of our international students, we have many programs on campus, but some of our strongest programs are our nursing program, mm-hmm. computer science. We have a wonderful business school, education. A lot of our programs, though, with our graduate school are online, and unfortunately, international students cannot be totally online.
Yeah.
So if you are a graduate student as an international student, Walsh is not the place for you unless you're going into physical therapy or occupational therapy.
Okay.
Those are the only degrees
Yeah.
that we can provide for you for as a graduate student.
Okay.
But all of our undergraduate degrees are located again on the website. It's very informational on the website. But I would say computer science, nursing, and our business program are our biggest draws for our.
Yesterday I was looking through a Walsh University website and I came across a scholarship opportunity, and it was like Walsh University has about 200 scholarship opportunity for both traditional and international students.
Right. Under our university advancement scholarships, there's a lot of scholarships on there. Unfortunately, a lot of them are federally funded. So as an international student, that's very difficult. Yeah. I understand the difficulty of financial aid in the United States as an international student, but sometimes others do not. So I think many people are starting to realize that they have to open it up more for international students and not have that requirement. Okay. But if it is a federally funded grant or scholarship, unfortunately, international students are not qualified. But a lot of our endowments and a lot of our scholarships through Walsh, international students can apply for that.
Okay, so what do you do to help an international student when he or she cannot afford the tuition? Let's say she had been admitted to Walsh for the first year, but the second year he or she cannot afford the tuition. So what do you do to help?
It's difficult. It breaks my heart when I can't help. Unfortunately, my office is not the one to provide financial aid. That is through our admissions department. There's other offices that can help with small stipends to help. For example, I know one of our students was very close to registering and only needed about $500 grant. And our I don't know if you know that person, Richard, but I reached out to our vice president, and she was very willing to help out with a little bit just to help get registered. I don't know if that's going to continue, but you know, a lot of times Walsh can help with very small amounts, but large amounts, it's very difficult. That's why you have to be very aware of when you come, how expensive it is to come to America and to study here. You have to have those finances secure and make sure when you have a sponsor that they know that they are sponsoring you and they are supposed to help you financially.
Yeah. So with a scholarship, I'm still on a scholarship. Most students, when they are coming to school in the United States, most of them get funding from their uncles, their family, and the moment they got their visa, everything changes. Right. So when they get to the United States, they don't feel like coming to the school. So in case an international student got a visa and move into the United States and doesn't come to the school, would the school know that he or she is in the United States but not in the school?
Absolutely. How? So if we know that an international student entered the U.S. on our are you saying like our I-20?
I-20, yeah.
If an international student came into the U.S. on Walsh's I-20, it'll show up in my system, which is called CVIS, and it shows up that there's a port of entry. And if you do not arrive to our university, I have to terminate your status, and ICE, Immigration Services, and Homeland Security would then be notified, and it would be almost a red flag that you were a no-show to our university, and that's not a good situation. Your best bet is if you enter the United States and decide not to come to the university, just check in with the university and say, hey, I have decided to transfer to so-and-so university, provide a new admissions letter or an acceptance letter, and we can just do a simple transfer process.
So guys, so if you are planning to move into the United States and if you have it in mind that when you get here, you are not going to the school, please change your mind. Because when you get here, they are going to know the immigration, the Homeland Security, and the Immigration Department in the United States are very strict, and um, sometimes I just have this fear in me that I don't get contact with them. Yeah, because if you follow the rules and regulations in the United States, you will live here forever. But if you come and you try to play stubborn, you are going to be terminated and you'll be deported back to. So, one question: are international students allowed to work outside of campus?
Yes and no.
Okay.
International students are allowed to work off campus, but they have to be in the United States for 9 months. And
Okay.
it has to be under curricular practical training, and that has to be an integral part of their degree plan.
Okay.
Their academic advisor has to sign off on the job,
Okay.
and I have to sign off that it is an integral or an important part of their curriculum plan. It can be an internship, so it can be part of their curriculum or course plan, or it can be optional training. But they have to wait 9 months before they can do that. There's also an option for economic hardship that you can apply for. Unfortunately, it costs a little bit of money to apply for that. But all of these off-campus options, you have to be in the United States for 9 months before you can apply for any of these services.
If in case I got a job off campus and let's say I just moved into the United States as a student, as an international student, and I got a job, can I do it illegally? Like with my social security?
I am an advisor.
Mhm.
I am advising you that that is not a good decision because I can terminate your status. If
Okay.
I find out that you are working illegally in the United States,
Okay.
I would have to terminate your I-20 or your F1 I-20.
Okay.
And I would be advising you that you immediately have to terminate your work and have to exit the United States or apply for reinstatement.
Oh.
So it's not a good idea
Yeah.
to work off campus.
So guys,
It's easier
Yeah.
just to go through the process. The
Mhm.
first 9 months is very difficult. It's
Yeah.
just easier to wait. I know a student right now from Ghana. She waited that 9 months, and she's starting in January on her internship. She got a wonderful scholarship opportunity,
Mhm.
and she will be working at a hospital. And she waited that 9 months. In January 1st is her 9 months. So she got a wonderful opportunity.
Okay. So guys, thank you for being with me, and I hope you've learned a lot. If you have any question, you can drop it on the comment section and we are going to respond to all your questions. Thank you and see you in our next video. Bye bye.